Hey there guys, Crystal here. Today I'm joined by Reese and Shadden from Second Close to bring you guys a very special video.
Glitches in video games occur during gameplay as malfunctions or irregularities. Sometimes they're hilarious, other times they're game-breaking. Sometimes both. There are many games out there, and within them you can find a plethora of glitches.
One of the first games that may come to mind when you think of glitches is Skyrim. This game is gorgeous and lots of fun to play and explore, but it's also very buggy. From corpses wiggling to mammoths flying, Skyrim is full of random little glitches that made the game that much more entertaining for many players. So today, guest hosting with SPS, we're bringing you the glitches and oddities of gaming.
Skyrim is a game littered with such glitches and oddities. It's a huge open world game, and of course, it's going to have its fair share of bugs because of that. Here's an odd one encountered in the first town in the game when speaking to this woman. She couldn't decide if she wanted to be on the ground or the bridge, so she kind of started tap dancing? I'm not really sure. Guess she stopped in just the right place for this to happen though.
This next one is pretty common, as you've probably experienced it multiple times. For whatever reason, Dragonbones like to jiggle around. This one instance in particular is weird because the dragon was killed near a town, went inside a building, and upon coming back out, it's moved to kind of glitch into the building over there. And yes, it's still jiggling.
This next one you can make happen simply by jumping into a pot. And yeah, you're seeing this right. You are indeed floating, swimming in midair?
Next, this guy must really like his wood. Does something seem a little off with this guy, chopping firewood? Upon closer inspection, he has a second and third piece of wood stuck to his thumb and axe, respectively. Hey bro, I heard you like wood.
This here is a well-known glitch. Go and attack a graybeard until he becomes hostile towards you. Position yourself near a cliff and hope he freezes you instead of using flames or punching you. The rest is simply beautiful. On YouTube there are videos of this happening, and the fall down the mountain can be very fast and very glitchy. After being frozen, you can fall down the entire mountain and land safely with no harm done.
This next one could be encountered just by wandering around Whiterun. This particular spot of ground hasn't been coded properly, I guess, because you can fall right through it. And give an interesting perspective on Whiterun though.
If you run into a wall while holding a pot or a plate against it, you'll find that you phase right through them. Using this method, you can glitch through solid walls and usually fall into the map into an out-of-bounds area. Similar to the previous glitch, it provides an interesting view of the area, with objects and people phasing in and out of existence. Here's a glitch from our Let's Play. We come across this axe just floating in the air for absolutely no reason, and when we decide to shoot an ice spike at it, we launch it.
Finally, this is one. We'll let the video explain itself.
It seems to be stuck here for now. Oh my god, this is so weird.
It's well known that Animal Crossing New Leaf has a few minor quirks that can be exploited by the player, but this is the first time I ever saw a villager exploit them. I was having the ceremony for completing the wind turbine, and lo and behold, Kabuki, my adorable white cat, got himself stuck up on the cliff overlooking the ceremony. In the rain. When I saved, quit, and restarted the game, Kabuki was totally fine. I later saw online that occasionally if your public works project is too close to the cliffs, a villager might end up there after the ceremony. In general, Pokemon isn't known to be terribly glitchy, unless you go out of your way to make it so. That being said, the earlier generations are much more likely to have something a bit off. If you use Cut on one of the small trees that frequently block your path, stand where that tree was, save, and then reload, you'll start off on top of the little tree. To get off, just move in any direction. Pretty neat. BioShock is a really well-made game, and I suggest it to anyone. That being said, it's not without its fair share of glitches and exploits. This one can be done right at the beginning of the game once you leave the bathysphere. In order to do this, you must move the suitcases into a certain position and then crouch and walk into this one. If done correctly, your screen will begin shaking, and hopefully you should blast off into the out of bounds area. While most of these glitches have just been neat to look at, this one is actually handy. Upon receiving the crossbow, many players won't use it because it needs to reload every single time you fire. By shooting a bolt, switching to your plasmids, and then firing again, you can skip that reload animation until you run out of bolts. Here's one that is pretty common in games such as BioShock, Fallout, and Skyrim. Moving bodies. Dead bodies. This guy felt the urge to dance in mine and Irvin's recent Let's Play of BioShock, so of course we had some fun with it. In general, Kingdom Hearts hasn't really presented me with many glitches, so when it does happen, it's definitely something to take note of. This first one, I'm gonna have to apologize for. The year was 2008, I had a really crappy flip phone, and it was a much simpler time. I beat this boss battle, and for whatever reason afterwards, Goofy was permanently stuck in his falling animation. I could freely move around the room, and he would just kind of hover after me. My favorite part of all this is his ears waving around above his head. I moved into the next room to save, and Goofy was on the ground again, and unfortunately I never got to happen again, or else I would re-record it with something a little bit better. This next one happened more recently on my most recent playthrough of Kingdom Hearts. I saved the first gorilla outside the tent in Jeep Jungle, and then when I finally defeated the last enemy, it dropped an item box. This box kind of continuously bounced up and down. It somehow reminds me of something. Again in Deep Jungle, if you go up to the vine swinging area and select this flower, it will ask if you'd like to try and do the time trial. The glitch here is that you can manipulate this to send Sora out of bounds. At the exact same time as you're examining the flower, press square to dodge roll off the ledge. Your timing must be precise, but if you've done it correctly, Sora will fall to the floor below, where you can wander around and see the map from a different viewpoint. This is a fairly well-known one, but I figured I would throw it in anyway. In this cutscene in Birth by Sleep, Kairi has a double behind Aqua's leg. It's likely just an extra model used during the designing of the cutscene, but it's still a little strange to see. Next, we have something that was pointed out to me by Reese. During the struggle tournament in the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 2, Roxas's leg looks almost unnaturally bent. While this is just a small placement error, it certainly made myself and Reese do a double take. I have a bit of a weird habit of jumping before entering doorways in video games, and in Kingdom Hearts 2 this ended up happening. Again, I looked up online and I'm not the only one to have experienced this. Sora seems to be infinitely falling, similar to Goofy in that previous glitch. This one is very popular online and only works in the original version of Kingdom Hearts 1. First, get to the end of the game and enter the area after the final save point, a very strange version of Destiny Islands. Go and hop around in this spot until you hit an invisible platform. Keep jumping in place, and once you reach a certain height, you'll be able to glide behind the island for a new perspective. Also, I couldn't find this in any of the other videos covering this glitch, but when I did it, I ended up losing Goofy in this glitchy space. This one can be seen in its entirety in episode 43 of the Kingdom Hearts Let's Play on this channel. In Hollow Bastion, Sora appears to get stuck in his falling animation near these lifts. Finally, on Destiny Islands on day 2, go and move this boulder a tiny bit. If you angle yourself correctly, Sora will perform a really strange tiny hop. This one entertained me quite a bit when I first found it. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching! If you liked what you saw here today, then why not like, comment, and maybe even subscribe to both of our channels. And as always, this has been Simply Press Start and Second Close, where we make gaming as simple as pressing start.